I found it interesting how just so many of them just really were worthless. Like anyone could have said them. There's not really anything significant. And like she had 3 movies. It's just shocking.
Well, don't worry. You got 3 more coming.
No.
Well,
And for the first time, women are going to tell the story. Thank God.
Well, that is a neat little segue, Gundam, because this is one of the main things we were going to talk about tonight. We're all excited for the new Rey movie. We totally believe that it's going to happen. And the director, Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, has given us some of her insight into it. And I've compiled a couple of her little comments. The one that we're all interested in is the first one. And then there's a couple more that will give you a little backstory to her, a little bit of an insight into her mindset and, you know, how she likes to approach life and her creativity. So I'll play it and I can pause it whenever you need.
Very thrilled about the project because I think what we are about to create is something very special. And we're in 2024 now. And I think it's about time that we had a woman come forward to shape the story in a galaxy far, far away.
No. We're all excited about that.
2024, the year of the woman. It's current year.
I'm really excited about the time when we've kind of done everything, and so they can no longer do the whole, it's the first time like a black transgender woman who's paraplegic has done this thing. Like, we've just done it now, and everyone's done everything.
It's all been done, damn it.
How many firsts can we have at this point? How many more obscure like milestones can we reach? Because I guess what I would point out as well, a woman has been shaping the story of Star Wars for the past 10 years, and
things have never been better.
Out. Yeah,
it's doing so bad that she's apparently forgotten it. So, whoops.
It's just I don't know. How could they say it? It's like you can't be this stupid. I feel like they're actually like trolling us at this point.
Yes, they can.
It's just like how could you be this out of touch after all this time?
Can I have a hot take that's going to get the channel demonetized?
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
This will be getting edited out later.
Two of them.
If it's the age of women and, putting women in charge for, parody and all of that, isn't everything just absolutely horrible now? Like, let's just be real here. We're on the edge of a war. The economy's trash. Hollywood has put out some of the worst stuff we've ever seen. Bud Light lost billions of dollars. Kathleen Kennedy's in charge. You can't say that the age of women has been kind to us in the last year or so.
I'm very much of the mindset now that I'm happy to sit back and watch it all unfold. And my advice to Lucasfilm and Disney would be just go all out, go nuts.
We're like,
throw everything at this, and just go crazy, indulge your every whim, put every piece of pandering and social justice nonsense that you want into this, and let's allow the audience to decide whether it's good or not. And I think you'll be very interested to see the results because
it's all fun and games until World War III happens and we're drafted because all the younger men are wearing panties.
Sorry, I'll be on liver cirrhosis drugs by that point, so I won't be eligible, so it'll be okay for me.
I'm catching up with you right now as I drink.
Excellent, Gundam. That's what I like to hear. But that was her initial thoughts. But should we hear some more of her backstory? Because I think it's good to get a character arc for.
I'm sure she's going to say, it's time for better stories and good characters, right?
Sure.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's not about identity; it's about quality. Yeah. Well, this is an interview that goes back a few years when she gave her thoughts on. I'll let you be the judges. Let's go.
I like to make men uncomfortable. I enjoy making men uncomfortable.
I can see why you were hired by Kathleen Kennedy.
It's just, how do you, the double standards, being so comfortable with it. Because we just know swap, you know what I'm going to say, just switch the genders here, and it's ridiculous.
And boom, she's demonetized.
Yeah, it's so, yeah.
I mean, Harvey Weinstein used to say this exact same thing, but it didn't work out too well for him,
If she really wants to make men uncomfortable, she should take off her clothes.
See those rules.
Let's see what else she's got.
My greatest asset, to be honest, is that I'm a woman. I mean, many women that come from our part of the world think that it's a disadvantage. I've always thought that being a woman is my greatest asset. I mean, I really can get away with doing a lot of things in Pakistan, getting into places and getting out because I'm a woman.
It is
What's kind of interesting as well. I can get away with a lot of things because I'm a woman.
In Pakistan.
Yeah, Pakistan, they beat you if you're a man.
Yeah.
Steal something in Pakistan, you lose your hand.
She just repeated herself twice and then said, "I can get away things because I'm a woman." Like she didn't say anything there. Like
She doesn't have to finish the sentence. She's a woman.
I just don't know the entitledness.
So backwards, dude. Your greatest
Well, I
asset is
think-
being a woman. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's boring.
Well, I think all of this, because as we go through it, it will become clear, but I think all of it sheds quite a bit of light on her mindset on how you progress in life and your career. It could be through merit and hard work and talent, or it could be other things. And let's hear what she says.
It is important to be able to look into the eyes of a man and say, I am here, and recognize that. And recognize that I am working to bring something that makes you uncomfortable, and it should make you uncomfortable.
Of course, I play the woman card.
Her husband
got
must
this
be
real-
like a prisoner of
She doesn't
war.
have one.
I know.
I mean,
No
call
way
me
she has one.
call me crazy, gentlemen, right? And many have. But if I was a person essentially running a business, which is what you're doing as a director, you're going to be making products for people to buy, and you want people to be interested in them. And if you were to say, I want to make at least 50% of my audience uncomfortable, it doesn't feel like a winning strategy, really. It feels like you're setting up an adversarial relationship. And I don't know why you would do that. I don't know why you would see that as a badge of honor and something to be proud of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's be real. 50% of the audience makes up 90% of the viewers.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
Remember,
rooted
no
in-
women went to see Marvels.
a lot of it's just rooted in insecurity, like the things that this woman is saying. But it's just to do that on this stage, like you were saying, like how is this good for your business model? You're just like disrespecting half your audience. It's ridiculous.
She can do what she wants. She's a woman. You bigot.
There's an element of, I don't know how you describe it, almost like spitefulness
Arrogance.
or vindictiveness almost about it, where it's like I literally hate half the people on this planet just because of what they are, and I want to make them uncomfortable. And I just think, why? Like, what did they do to you that was so bad that you hate all of them?
She's a
Somebody
cunt.
was stepped for a date.
Jeez.
It all began with prom.
But that's why I'm saying it has to come from some serious type of insecurity, like to be able to take it to this stage where you have to be that vocal about your disdain for men.
Yeah,
I can't imagine the amount of women that hear stuff like this and they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you make it difficult for them
Yeah.
too. Like, don't throw me under the bus with your bullshit.
What prior film experience did she have before this?
Well, she is a woman.
She
Why
made
do you ask?
documentaries about being a woman, I think.
Yeah,
Not
because
even
I was
joking.
kind of curious actually about her experience. So I looked up her IMDb profile, and it's all documentaries from what I can see here.
About women? Like, what is she doing?
Yeah, so she's been a producer on Student Athlete, Woman with Gloria Steinem, Girl in the River,
I called it.
Three Brave. These are all producer credits, by the way. She was executive producer, which means she did nothing at all. Three Brave, Song of Lahore, Yo Yaqueen. But in terms of her directing talent, let's see what we got here. Yeah, True Stories, Reinventing the Taliban.
Sounds like a 5-star film.
Ms. Marvel, she directed an episode of that. No, sorry,
Oh,
I was
Jesus
miles off.
Christ.
2 episodes of that.
No, that's more than qualified, to be honest, though.
I want to see the Taliban one.
To be fair, Drink, you could claim anything and no one would fact check because no one's seen anything to do with that ever. No credit, no evidence that the show existed.
Yeah, I mean, they're all a lot of these will be Pakistani productions, but like as far as I understand it, she is a journalist and a documentary filmmaker and an activist. Her actual credits for fiction and drama and stuff pretty much comes down to the Marvels, or sorry, Ms. Marvel, and fundamental gender justice, no exceptions.
Oh my God.
Gender justice. Sounds cool.
Yeah. But this final quote, I think, is kind of an interesting one, and I think it sums up her mindset and kind of how she can, I guess, use the system to her advantage. Let's hear what she has to say here.
Hell yes!
I wanted to hear that.
I mean, you're a South Asian woman. You've got to bring the woman card. There's a long line of men standing. Stand to the front of the line. How can I stand if there's 100 people standing in line? No. When you can play the woman card, you play the woman card. The damsel in distress. I mean, don't I look like a damsel in distress?
The fact that you say that sometimes that you use that card is immensely interesting for me to hear, because very few women.
It's kind of interesting that it's like, well, when you want help and you want to get ahead, you can just kind of play the damsel in distress and people will help you.
This isn't the part you're supposed to say out loud, lady. Like, this is so
because I would just like to point out, if you're a man and you want help, guess what? You're out of luck, son. Because ain't nobody going to step in to help you.
Well, if she's in distress, it's going to take a few men to carry her out.
Oh, God. Seriously.
I saw that on 600-Pound Life.
I'll see what our final statement on this is.
Admit to that.
Well, the thing is that you've got to play all sides. If I need to stand up and face a man and look at him in the eyes and scare him off a little bit, I do scare Pakistani men off a little bit. That I do, and I enjoy that power.
You like being intimidated?
I enjoy that power that I can scare him, and he kind of takes a back step and then looks away. And then if I need to be a woman and be the damsel in distress, then I will be the woman and be the damsel in distress, because.
Oh, sorry.
What the fuck is going on right now? Like, I love scared mad. You're like, okay.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I just, again, it's kind of the oldest trick in the book to say, let's reverse the genders. But just imagine a man sitting there going, like, I love to scare women.
Just look down on them and just look them in the eye and make them afraid. Like, look what she just said. It's so fucked up. And she says it so casually. Like, it's nothing. It's crazy.
It's just again, like I said before, it's such a strange mindset to have, to really take pleasure in hating on half the population just because of what they are. And like, they haven't done a single thing to you. Like, you don't know them in the majority of cases, but you just hate them anyway, and you want to make them uncomfortable. Why are you hiring people like this, Lucasfilm?
Like, for her, it's like not just her saying it; it's how comfortable she is saying all that. That's what's coming across so bizarre to me. She's just totally comfortable saying that.
And it's that combination of, I enjoy making men uncomfortable and I enjoy having power over them and being able to terrify them, but I also enjoy playing the victim and being the damsel in distress when it benefits me, and I can use them to get them to help me when I want that.
It's so weird.
There's something to be said for having integrity and self-respect, and I guess not in her case.
No.
And this kind of feels like a Rachel Zegler moment. Like this feels like a replay of that, when all these interviews with Rachel Zegler started surfacing, when all the actors were locked down and nobody had anything else to do but troll the internet, and it essentially destroyed her movie. And it kind of feels like that's what's happening right now.
Well, she likes Snow White now, doesn't she? She's trying to fix it. She's trying to fix her image now.
Yeah. Flipped it all, like complete 180, and it's too late though. Like, you can see how phony it is.
But I mean, I've talked before about like movies that just are the perfect storm of bad news, and the Snow White was one of them, where you had a race swap of Snow White. There's no dwarves anymore because that's offensive, and you've got an actress who openly despises the source material. And so add all of those things together, you've got pretty unhappy fans. And so this feels like the same thing. You've got another Rey movie that nobody wants, a character nobody's interested in, a franchise that's essentially dead, and a director who exemplifies all of the worst traits of modern day Hollywood. And I think what's funny is like the number of people on social media saying like, oh man, the movie's ruined now. And I thought, motherfucker, what planet were you living on? Did you think it was like going to be hunky-dory up until this? Like a fucking Rey Palpatine movie? You thought that was going to be successful? Why?